This new software program can do the absolute unthinkable. It can put you on the first page of Google for your keyword in less than 10 minutes, 100% guaranteed. What it does is find you a domain that is already ranked in Google in your main niche using your keywords, and then provide you nearly unlimited backlink domains that are also either already ranked in Google for your niche or keywords, or already backlinked to by other people that's well ranked in your niche for your same keywords, and it puts you in an unstoppable situation. From an SEO perspective, there is nothing else on the entire internet that puts this level of power into your hands for ranking in Google for the most competitive keywords in the world. As internet marketers, we're all constantly on the lookout for clear pathways to better ranking that leads to high volume traffic for our offers. It's our job to find the fastest path to those rankings without resorting to black hat tactics that'll end up hurting us in the long run. So today, I want to invite you to join us. We're an elite group of professional full-time internet marketers who force the internet to bend our will using innovative thinking and custom software programs designed specifically to push us to our goals faster than the average marketer ever has the hope of achieving. We're a team, all of us. Our goal is to truly dominate any niche we walk into, and I want you to be there with us. Now, before we go any further, let's take a moment, walk through the software together so that you can not only see what it does, but also what we can do with it and how it forces you to the top of the food chain in your niche. So when you very first open your software, what you want to do is click on Tools and Software Registration. You're going to enter your name, your email address, and the software license that we emailed you immediately after you purchased, and click the Save Settings button. Over on the lower right hand side of your screen, you'll end up seeing a little pop-up that says, okay, it's been saved successfully. And once you do that, that's the only time you're ever going to have to mess with this, because it'll remember it from now on. Next thing you're going to want to do is project settings. So each different keyword set or whatever you're going for, each project you're going to want to give it its own settings. So in here we've got the options. You can put in your proxies, and then if your proxies use username or password, you have that option there too. Now I strongly recommend that you do use proxies with this software, because it is doing a massive amount of work behind the scenes. So it's hitting Google pretty hard. So you're a lot safer off if you're using good, fast private proxies. If you don't have a place where you get proxies, in this extended menu items list, I have a link to the place where I get my own proxies. Okay, and they're really good. All right, so that's those two. Now here, you need to give yourself a project name. All right, no other people are ever going to see that. That's just for you locally on your machine, and it gives us a place to save your files for the various data that we come up for you in your campaign. So I'm going to call this Project 1. No, I'm going to call it Project 5. Okay, this is to select the number of URLs to gather per keyword. Now this will actually affect a different screen, the next screen we're going to be looking at. So for example, if you want to find yourself a domain that's already ranked in the top 10 of Google, ranked on the first page of Google, well, you would set this to 10 and then go on. Well, I'll just show you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set this to 10. Click that close button. Now I'm ready to start the first part of my search. So what I need to do here is I need to give the software a list of keywords that I'm cool with ranking with. This is what I want to rank in. They're in my niche, they're great keywords, and I'd be happy to rank for any one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste them right here, and let me get a quick count for you. Now since I set it on 10, I'm going to need obviously to use a lot more keywords in hopes of finding myself one that I can rank on the first page of Google with already. It's already all set and done. So there's a great set of keywords. I've got 459 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and click this to run. Now you're going to see this processing, the number here, it'll go forward and back, forward and back. Well, that's because it starts at 0 for each keyword and moves through, goes all the way through to 100, comes back, starts at 0 again. Only thing is it's happening so fast in the background that you're not seeing all the numbers. Okay, so don't panic with that jumping back and forth. It's supposed to do that. Now, from your perspective that you're just watching this video, this is all going to happen a lot faster than it does in real life. As you can imagine, the more keywords that you're working through, obviously the longer it's going to take for it to process through. So it's going to look fast on your screen watching this video, but it's not really that fast. Alright, so it finished up, popped up this screen, gave us our list of URLs. So I'm going to go ahead, there's 550 of them, so I'm going to grab these. Remember, you have to close this results screen every time. If you don't, then this can't finish and you're going to get all kinds of errors. So let me go ahead and close this. So now that we've got those, we're going to go ahead and check domain availability for these. And once again, we just wait it out for a minute. Alright, so it pops up our results screens. Now what we see is in the top 10 results, out of all of those keywords that I originally started with, there is a domain that is available. Now understand what that domain itself means. It means right now in the top 10 of positioning on Google, on page 1 in Google, for one of your keywords that you inputted, there's a domain available. Now if you run it and it says, oh, okay, there's no domains, and you're just absolutely certain that you want to only get one that's already in the top 10, well, then you just add a bigger list or a different list of keywords, whatever, and you run it again, adding more keywords, whatever you need to do. But you will eventually run across one that's ranked in the top 10 of Google already that you can just buy. So in this case, and that was the make money niche type of keywords that I used, I can go and buy that domain and I'm instantly there, put my own content on it, and boom, I've already got a top 10 listing in Google for that domain. Okay, but now let's just say that instead of me setting that number to 10 to where it's getting the top 10 domains for each keyword, let's say that I couldn't find any for 10, so I ran it to 20, couldn't find any there, so I ran it to 30, and then finally on 30 I hit it and I find a domain. Okay, so there I am. Now I've got a domain that's listed in Google on the third page of Google for my keyword. So I say, okay, well, this is all great and cool. Well, now I want to go ahead and bump this domain up to the top of the search engine results. In other words, I want to go ahead and take this from page 3 over to page 1. So I would buy this, and for clarification, I would really, when you click this button, it takes you to my own site where I sell domains. I'd really appreciate it if you just go ahead and buy through me. It gets me like $1 and something. But that'd be cool of you if you did it. You're of course not required to, but you know, it would be cool. Okay, so we're just going to pretend that I bought this domain. So now I already own, right now, this moment, a domain that's listed on page 1 of Google for one of my keywords. So now I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to close this. So now let's say, all right, well, I'm in the top 10 from page 1 for my keyword, but I really want to solidify the position, or maybe that it's setting at, you know, position number 7 or 8, and I'm wanting to get it up above the fold. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to click this enter URLs from URLs. I'm going to paste that list of domains that I got earlier whenever I ran the previous function. Now I'm going to run this one. Now what this one is going to do is it's going to visit every single one of these pages, and it's going to check all of the links, or it's going to get me all of the links that they have in other words, what they're linking out to. And so it's going to give me this real big list, and then we're going to run it through our checker again. So and whenever I do that, of course, it's going to give me a good little grip of other domains that are available that I can buy, and they are being linked to by people who are already doing well in that niche, which means that whenever I buy these domains and then I put a link in those domains, I set up whatever site I'm going to. I guess you could 301 if you want. I'm not a big fan of that personally. I would set up some sort of a content related pages in there, even if it's duplicate content, doesn't matter to me. I'll just put some content that's keyword related and then just backlink over to my main domain that we just bought a minute ago that's already in the top 10. It's already on page 1 of Google. So I would just go ahead and get those domains, backlink them to my one that's already on page 1. And again, for example, if it was on like the 7th, 8th position, whatever, by the time I put these other backlinks toward it that I'm fixing to pick up just for the cost of a domain, think about what this looks like in Google's eyes. To Google, they're saying, okay, well, here's these people that we already trust for this keyword. We know that they're relevant for this keyword, and they're linking out to XYZ domain, and then they go to XYZ domain. This is the ones that we're going to pick up in a minute, and they say, oh, okay, well, so all the people, the guys that's for all these awesome keywords in this niche, they all trust these domains, and all of these domains, they all trust this one guy that we have on page 1. In our case, in our example right here, it's page 1 because it could be on page 3, page 7, 9, 10, whatever. But Google's still going to say the same thing, is okay, well, I trust all of these people for being relevant to this niche, and all of them are trusting back to this one domain that, say, is on page 7 or whatever. So Google's going to say, okay, well, there's a lot of people that trust this domain in this niche, so it must be relevant. And boom, there you go. It's going to move you up the ranks even farther, getting you even closer to the top if you happen to be down. Okay, so this gave us a list of 30,735 URLs. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to copy it. Always let that little box finish before you move on. Close it. Now I'm going to go and tell it, let me clear this. There we go. Now I put those 30,000 in there. We're going to go ahead. We're going to run this. Now we're checking for availability there. It won't take long. We'll just wait it out. Alright, so our results page opens back up. Now this time, check this out. There is 174 domains available that we can go and get that are already backlinked to by the top performers, people that are on the top of the search results in our niche. Are you following me here? This is like the gold standard of backlinks, and we're able to pick up as many as we want, as often as we want, right? So like even me, I wouldn't buy 174 of these all at once. I'd probably, I think I'll generally pick up 10 to 20 at a time, but you'll have your own style. All I'm saying is you don't have to buy them all. You wouldn't even need them all. Okay, let me put it this way: if you was say on the 9th page or whatever instead of on the first page, nope, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just go ahead and say, okay, follow our example. We're already on the first page for our domain that we picked up earlier. Now if we picked up all of these and backlinked them all toward our page that's already listed on the top page of Google, obviously you're slamming so much of the proof that Google wants. You're giving them what they want. It doesn't matter any other metrics, oh, was this domain spammed? Doesn't matter. Is the page authority good? Doesn't matter. Is the domain authority good? Doesn't matter. None of that crap matters because Google is already saying, okay, I trust this guy in this niche, using these keywords. I trust this guy, and he's linking to this other guy, okay, which is these guys here, which you're going to turn around, you're going to pick up as many of those as you want, and you're going to link them back to your site. So Google's saying, oh, well, holy smoke, look at this. This guy is favored by everybody. Everybody in this niche links to him. Do you see what I'm getting at? You have a level of power it's absolutely unheard of. Okay, so then there's what I would do, is go and get those, put some content on them. Again, it doesn't even matter what kind of content. It doesn't matter as long as it's keyword targeted, to your general niche. So you just use some of your keywords that you've already used, right? Okay, so there you go. I mean, that's it. That's like you win, right? You just took out SEO on a major scale. You just jumped yourself up to the very top of the food chain, right? I mean, it's crazy. Okay, so now I want to show you this very last one. This is URLs to keywords. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to tell it to give me all these 550 that it gave me before. I'm going to copy those. Let me close that. And I'm going to go URLs to keywords. I'm going to paste this in here, and I'm going to tell it to run. Now, this, all it's doing for me is we'll say, okay, I'm in my niche. I've grabbed myself up, a few first page rankings. Then I went and did, the deeper dig you seen me do, to where we're getting the backlinks to it from other people that's got the really, the top rankings in our niche. So we've created this powerhouse, and we'll just say, okay, but I'm not satisfied, man. I want to just dominate this niche so entirely and so completely that nobody can go there without seeing me. Okay, in a case like that, that's when I'm going to come over here and I'm going to run this tool, right? Put my targeted URLs in there and just run this one. And all it's doing is it found 975 keywords. Most of these are junk, okay? But what it's doing is it's going through every one of those pages, and it's looking in the source code of their site, and it's grabbing up whatever keywords they have. So I would be able to just come through here and find myself, just copy them out as I wanted them, a set of keywords that I probably had not even thought of, but that are awesome, right? That I let my competitors to do all the work. All I'm having to do is a little bit of research, and boom, I'm coming up with a whole new massive set of keywords that I can clean up and use them. In other words, starting this process all over again. Whether it's a new project or just adding and expanding onto this project, whatever, I can just keep going. I'm so encircled in a never-ending loop that just keeps building power onto itself that it's just absolutely unstoppable. I know people that offer SEO services, the big guys, and they'll charge somebody $1,000 up front and $200 a month, whatever, to maintain. And they go around and they say, well, I guarantee you I can get you on the first page of Google in your niche, blah, blah, blah. And basically this is all they're doing. Now they're doing it manually, so they're working, whereas all you have to do is click a few buttons. But they're, like I said, they're charging $1,000 up front and then a couple $100 a month maintenance. But think about what they're spending. They're making $1,000 up front. They probably at most spent $200 on buying up domains. And then they're probably having a VA, spend a couple of hours just putting keyword targeted content on them, probably just slapping up a WordPress blog, since that's so easy, and backlinking to their thing. So yeah, I mean, they're able to spend, $200 in a couple of hours, and they can provide this service where people are standing in line to pay them $1,000 bills and give them that $200 a month to keep them there. Now, what do you do if you have a client like that? They're paying you that $1,000, they're paying you the $200 a month, and all of a sudden, they drop off of page 1, or they were in the 3rd position and it dropped down to the 7th position. Okay, well, you want to get them back up above the fold? All you would do, run those same keywords, do your inner URL so that you get more backlinks. Or you can even do it on the front end too, and just get other ones that are already ranked in there for the main keywords, and just backlink them to that domain, to that existing domain. So again, say, at most you're spending $50 every few months just to add a little more link juice to it, You're giving Google exactly what they want. There's nothing black hat about it. They tell you, they're very clear that this is exactly what they want. They want the social proof from other people that are already recognized in your niche. They want to see that those people like you too. You're giving them that. So this is no loophole. This is no black hat thing that's going to go away in a minute. No, this has always been here, always going to be there, right? It's just the ultimate shortcut, the ultimate power play that nobody else has their hands on. So seriously, have you ever seen anything that's powerful? The pure brute force that you have at your disposal when you're using this new custom software can absolutely crush even the most fierce competitors, no matter what niche you're working in. You can walk into a niche and being able to pick up a pre-ranked domain in your niche and being able to have the other well-ranked people that are in that same niche be automatically backlinked to you. This is beyond massive. Everyone claims to have a game changer, but how many people actually do change the game in real life? This new software is not only a game changer, it's actually the game itself. After all, no matter how smart the SEO people are that are competing against you, you end up forcing them to promote you to Google itself. They're telling Google that your site is the most relevant in your niche. I can absolutely guarantee you that the price on this software will be experiencing sharp increases. These prices will be going up by hundreds of dollars. Right now is your chance. Right now the software is priced for early bird adapters, for people who think fast and act fast. Once a price increase is implemented, it isn't undone for any reason, no matter what. There are no special circumstances, no side deals, no buddy deals, nothing. Once the price goes up, it stays up. I recommend you get the largest license pack that you can manage, because the next time you come back to refill your license, the price could be several $100s more than it is right now. So go ahead, carefully read everything else on this page, and let's get you a massive advantage in ranking your sites for the most powerful keywords on the planet.